Welcome to another episode of our journey down the Mother Road, America's main street, Route 66. Today I'm heading west from Santa Fe, New Mexico to Gallup. In between is Albuquerque and a lot of other sights to see. We're on our way. Good morning from Santa Fe, New Mexico, where if your alarm fails to wake you up, the trash truck will. Well, today I have a little video housekeeping to take care of. I need to backtrack and get some footage from Santa Fe because of the car repair yesterday that took a long time in the afternoon. It basically took up all of my video time. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. That's in the previous episode. And it's a lot of drive-by shooting today. Albuquerque full of stuff. Grants full of stuff. Santa Fe here full of stuff. So let's get it done. Time to move down the Mother Road. Today's soda of choice from Pops in Arcadia, Oklahoma is Martian soda. Yes. I have no idea. Taste the abduction. Plum flavor. Okay, we'll give it a shot. I mean, you know, the cucumber soda wasn't bad, so why should this be that bad? It's purple. I'm beginning today's journey where I left off the day before, on Old Santa Fe Trail. The center of historic downtown is an amazing place to drive through very early in the morning before it becomes filled with locals and tourists. I'm not sure if most of these structures are truly old, or relatively recent and made to appear like surviving adobe. Still, this uneven path with odd angles and turns is legendary, with Route 66 almost just a footnote to its long history. Certainly, aged landmarks are easily spotted. The Santa Fe Trail leads to its destination at Santa Fe Plaza. There's a marker to confirm. Spain installed colonial rule at the Palace of Governors in 1610. Native Americans reclaimed the plaza in the Pueblo Revolt of 1680. Mexico took control in 1821, before the United States claimed it in 1846. The Palace of Governors is the oldest continuously occupied public building by European settlers in the United States. Traffic flow in this area changes often depending on events. It's filled with stores, restaurants, hotels, museums, and other points of interest. But it takes only minutes for Route 66 to wind away and continue west. I'm sticking very close to Route 66. I'm pretty much just looking at all of the sites that are along the way on the side of the road. I'm really not straying far off of 66 or what remains of it in some places. So that's what you're seeing in this series. You're seeing a lot of the sites that are actually along the road. And so some of the things, yeah, I'm missing. But that's okay because there's so much to see. And on Route 66 along this way, you can't see everything. It's impossible unless you spend, you know, an entire year So we're having fun. We're seeing what's along the road on the way to California. Yeah, Martian soda's pretty good, actually. It's all sugar water with a little bit of syrup in it.
After about an hour on Interstate 25 South, I'm in Albuquerque. It's packed with old motels, and despite a city population able to support businesses, many of these are closed. Luna Lodge from 1949 is just a sign. Pinion opened in 1946, now a mix of rooms and apartments. Pioneer from 1949. Loma Verde Motel from 1950. This strip in Albuquerque boasted 100 motels during the peak of Route 66. Caps is still serving since 1968. Tewa Lodge opened in 1946 with 24 rooms in its Pueblo Revival style, now being used as a recovery center. Originally La Vela Lodge in 1946, this 10-room motor court was rebranded Lazy H in 1968. Zia Motor Lodge from 1938 now is just a sign. You might recognize Loyola's family restaurant from many commercials, also appearing in Breaking Bad, In Plain Sight, Terminator, The Sarah Connor Chronicles. The restored 1939 De Anza's sign graces a new complex. The last sign from the Highway House chain started in Arizona in 1956. A retro diner in a former garage and gas station. This one is hidden behind roadside trees. This segment of Route 66 rolls through cities packed with legendary Mother Road locations, in between long stretches of open road across the beautiful Old West in New Mexico. From modern highways to actual Route 66 pavement, see this entire 200-mile journey in just a few minutes on GPS 2, in what I call a Drive Laps episode. There are many more episodes too. Watch them all and see the old highway end to end from Chicago to Santa Monica, California. The link for today's ride is in this video's description. After all that, we're just now arriving in downtown, where Route 66 crosses itself in a one-of-a-kind intersection. The original path from Santa Fe is now 4th Street, which runs north-south. The newer bypass version is east-west along Central Avenue. The two meet here. In this unique location, all roads in every direction are the Mother Road. Kind of feels like that strange intersection from the Yellow Brick Road in The Wizard of Oz. Well, there's no scarecrow to tell us we're taking the west direction. Old Town was established in 1706. The Elvedo Motor Court from 1937 was built by the same company that opened El Rey in Santa Fe a year earlier. There's a famous river you know. Albuquerque seems to be fading far behind, but it actually extends many more miles west to the Route 66 Casino Hotel. The amazing western landscape opens wide on the way there. I'm stopping at another great but abandoned bridge.
Rio Puerco Bridge was built in 1933. It opened the next year, and its completion allowed for the Laguna Cutoff in 1937 to be finished. The bridge was upgraded in 1957, and then it was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1999. You can see how narrow the lane is through the bridge. Not wide at all. Check out the cactus growing on the bridge.
This Parker Through Truss Bridge was built in 1933. Its 250-foot span is one of the longest in New Mexico. Repairs and remodeling were completed in 1957, and this structure was replaced in 1999. The New Mexico State Highway and Transportation Department has preserved and maintained this bridge so Route 66 travelers can still see this portion of highway history.
This is very typical of what you run into on the frontage road segments. Sometimes it looks like you can go, and, well, you find out you can't. From this point, it's the interstate for a while.
Nearby is the casino. That's what you call a crawler, and this one is taking its time. Western landscapes, wonderful. Perhaps my favorite natural landmark on all of Route 66, a true roadside attraction. I can't imagine being vision impaired in a beautiful country that's so incredibly visual. Budville was opened in 1928 by H.N. Bud Rice and his wife Flossie. Bud was killed in a 1967 robbery. His wife continued the business until 1979. This remote trading post opened in 1937. First settled in 1872, the Grant brothers set up a railroad camp in 1881. Grants, New Mexico became known as the Carrot Capital in the 1930s, but it was a massive 30-year uranium mining boom beginning in the 1950s that rebranded the town as the Uranium Capital of the United States. Grant's population has since dropped to 10,000, as it presently relies on tourism, agriculture, and regional services. It's filled with Route 66 locations. Even this Chinese restaurant has a nice neon sign as you enter town. Definitely not as large as Albuquerque, but Grants shares in an abundance of closed and decaying motels. A few of the old places remain open. Sands is slightly off the road, but it has large signs on both sides so you don't miss it. Originally called the Route 66 Neon Drive-Thru, this has been redecorated for the centennial.
we are. Stickers on the Grant sign. Yeah, for good measure, we're on this side too.
This sign originally promoted a restaurant, bar, and nightclub in Albuquerque that closed in 1965. Eddie McBride and his wife bought the sign as an upgrade for his father's restaurant and club, closed long ago. Community preservationists now own the sign.
I find myself more interested in locations in smaller towns than in the big cities. And that's because the big cities had a population that could support those businesses whether or not Route 66 travelers were coming through. Small towns like Grants, they had to have the Route 66 folks driving through, supporting all of these older businesses. These are the ones that I really find more fascinating than the ones in the bigger cities. These were the businesses that thrived on Route 66 travelers. Yeah, sure, they got some local business, but not like in the big cities. This is pure Route 66.
The native basket array is a series of old 8-foot-wide satellite dishes wrapped in vinyl, featuring traditional Native American basket motifs. Telecom founder John Badel had a surplus of outdated dishes, and rather than sending them to a landfill, they became this outdoor art installation.
We have reached the Continental Divide. 7,295 feet elevation. This is where rainfall divides at this point. To the west, it drains into the Pacific, and to the east, into the Atlantic. Well, it probably doesn't make it that far to the Atlantic. Let's say the Gulf. Across the street is the Continental Divide Post Office. More likely than not, your letter's going to flow either east or west. Well, that would be either in Santa Monica or Chicago, not the Continental Divide. The Continental Divide is as good a place as any to have lunch. I guess, as they say, it's all downhill from here. Well, that's the end of this little segment of Route 66. At least here they give you a turnaround. Nice of them. Wow. Check that out. I guess guess I was a bit hasty. I have to go back uphill to go down.
The Whiting Brothers chain of gas stations and motels began in nearby Arizona in 1917. The company managed more than 100 stations in the Southwest at its peak. On the western edge of New Mexico is Gallup, founded in 1881 as the headquarters for the southern route of the Transcontinental Railroad. It's named after Atlantic and Pacific Railroad paymaster David Gallup. Gallup is known for red rock landscapes, vintage Route 66 history, and mostly for its rich Native American heritage positioned near the borders of the Navajo Nation, Zuni Pueblo, and Hopi Reservation. Gallup is often called the Indian capital of the world and the heart of Indian country, as we'll see a large number of trading posts along the road. Gallup was also named Carbon City with more than a dozen coal mining camps around town. Gallup was historically a popular on-location filming spot for classic Hollywood Western movies in the 1940s and 1950s. That brought a constant flow of big Hollywood stars here, as we'll also soon see. El Rancho Hotel is probably the best known in town among many unique hotels. It's my stay for the evening, after we cruise up and down the road to see some of the Route 66 highlights. Unlike other Route 66 towns, population has been steadily growing in Gallup to an historic high of almost 22,000 residents in the 2020 census. Just over half are Native American. It's the most populous city between Albuquerque and Flagstaff, Arizona. Richardson's is an authentic frontier trading post established in 1913, clearly the largest on the Strip. Gallup's history is on display here. The Lexington Hotel was built by Mike Butkovich in 1930 using local stone. I'm keeping my eye out for a muffler man. Should be fairly easy to see, although I haven't spotted him. Where could he be? Colonial Motel from 1956. There are so many locations on Route 66, and I'm only showing the names of the ones the travel app and my guidebook name. But that's not to slight the others that are along the way. They are all part of this highway's rich history. There's some eastbound cyclists, I'm seeing more along the Mother Road as I head west. I found an old part of Gallup. It has murals. The 1928 El Morro Theater is the only Spanish Revival-style building in Gallup. Jerry's Cafe has a sign mural across the street. There's the actual sign. Here he is. Look who I found. The Cowboy Muffler Man. To the hotel, there's much to see there. El Rancho Hotel was built in 1936 by R.E. Griffith, brother of famous Hollywood director D.W. Griffith.
The place is packed, and with good reason.
Having been out on the road now for several days, and we've just passed by location after location, burnt out motels and restaurants and gas stations and just derelict locations of the past. And you think, wow, Route 66 has really died out, but it hasn't, because at the end of the day, you end up in a place like this that's still very much alive and vibrant and wonderful, and it makes traveling the Mother Road very much worthwhile.
You know, when the sun goes down, we're going to check out some lights in Gallup. 3 floors to this hotel, plus an annex. I, of course, am in the original part. The annex is over here.
Amazingly, this hotel with such a rich history also fell into decay and was closed, but it was restored and reopened in 1988.
Check out these doors. Yes, this is where the stars came through.
And the stars were there. This hotel offered high-end comfort during the Great Depression. It was a base camp for Hollywood film crews shooting Western movies in the surrounding desert. Twin split log stairways framed a massive brick and stone fireplace. This was a golden era Hollywood hangout.
All right, this is my room. Let's check it out. Oh yes, fit for a movie star. Check out the hat. And the rope.
A fellow guest was commenting about the modest-sized rooms. I said the big Hollywood egos had to be contained somehow. Honestly, very cozy, comfortable, and very well appointed. Of course, modernized without detracting from its original feel.
Classic tile. Ceramics, look at that. Oh yeah. This is classic Route 66. This is Hollywood. In every room there is a card telling you about the famous occupant who was here. We'll check out some of the other luminaries who are down this hall. This is just the first floor. And I'll tell you, somebody right next door was really famous back in the 40s and 50s. Really cool desk. Yeah, hewn wood. That big mirror.
Well, this was Wes Studi's room, and you may remember him if you saw the 1993 movie Geronimo. He was the lead role. You know, the biopic of the Apache warrior who fought for his people to keep their homes and land in the American Southwest as the United States sought to expand territory. Yeah, scenes from that film were shot just across the Arizona border from here. Now, Studi also appeared as a Navajo detective, Joe Leaphorn. It was a series of 5 made-for-TV movies based on the popular novels by Tony Hillerman. Well, those movies were filmed on the Navajo reservation as well, and Studi is a Cherokee tribal member from the reservation in Oklahoma, so he brought his native background and experience to these roles on the screen. Really cool. This is how old the hotel is. That's the lock, that's it. Yeah. These windows are not secured. Just saying. You know, most hotel windows you can't even open. Or you can only open maybe an inch. I mean, this thing, gee, you could just, you know, it's another door in. They said they are still in the heat season. They do not have any air conditioning on. So if you want to cool the room, you have to crack the window. That's fine. Well, there. I don't have to worry about locking myself out of the room. What do you think? Matches my shirt. This, like all the other classic motels and hotels I've been in, have the old schoolroom keys. I think it's really cool that they've got a charging port here on the desk, but it's already dated. You know why? Because now all my cables are C to C. Yeah, I still have to use my chargers. Back in the day when they had this kind of USB cable, I'm not sure what USB stands for. I'm going to have to look that up. It was so long ago. Okay, who was next door to Wes Studi? Oh my goodness. Gregory Peck. And down this hallway, I mean, we've got several others here. Check it out. Zachary Scott. Doris Day. Yeah. Jack Oakey. Ooh, I Love Lucy. You'll have some splaining to do. The Duke. All in this very hall. I'm in pretty good company. I have no idea who's down this side. Private office. I don't know that star. You know there are many more, and this is just the first floor. If you somehow don't know these names, there's always your phone to help. Well, John Wayne gets 2. That's how big a star he is. And you can tell with all the pictures in the lobby, it's very much John Wayne. Yep, just down the hall from me. I have to run through the second floor real quick. Some of these doors are very dark between the hall lights, and I've tried to lighten them as much as I can. Errol Flynn. Bogey. Oh my goodness. Mae West. Odd she stayed on the east side. There are hundreds of photos all over the wall. Not just the famous stars that have their names on the doors. A lot of others have come through El Rancho. Sounds like it should be a movie.
El Rancho, the hotel from New Mexico.
Hey, there's Claude Akins. All right, your guess. Who is this? What's Lee Renick? Ah, I say. Well, there's Spencer Tracy. We saw his room. On the second floor. Yeah, Errol Flynn. Mr. Stewart. Nice to see you. Well, guess who that is? The centennial himself, Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke's 100 years old, just like Route 66. So many great stars. You know, I watch a lot of old TV shows and movies, and they're all in them. To think, all of these Hollywood luminaries were here in one place. Well, I guess during the Oscars they were in one place too. Lucy? There may be another one, but this is the only color photo I've come across. Well, look at that. It's George Herbert Walker Bush. Well, every famous occupant has to bring their ride. You know, upside down, it's Route 99. I might be able to put my name on the door. I should, because I'm staying in the room. After a full day on the road, let's check out the restaurant. Oh, check that out. It's a big gift shop. Yeah, but wait, there's more. Oh my goodness. This is deep. A lot of cool stuff in here. You have to love the way they did the menu, by scenes. Of course, scene 1 is the appetizer, scene 2 soup and salad, and on and on. That's great. Being on Route 66, I think a Route 66 burger is in order. I think I know which one I'm gonna pick. Can you guess? All right, here's a hint. Heading to California from DC. I'm gonna split the difference. This particular person has been in both locations. So many choices. If you guess the Ronald Reagan burger, you're right. And you know what sealed the deal? Jelly beans. Yes, you get a side of Ronnie's favorite, jelly beans. Yes, when I woke up this morning, I didn't think I'd have jelly beans. Yes, that is a burger. After a substantial burger, let's ride the old elevator to see which stars grace the upper level. Yes, this is all manual. The advice at the front desk, watch your fingers. Check that out. That is an old school elevator. Oh, you really got to give it a good tug. Here we are on the 3rd floor. Wow. Let's see what movie stars we have. on the 3rd floor. I don't remember that actor. Very impressive. So is the exterior as the sun begins to head down. Very soon we'll see neon light up, as is the tradition along the Mother Road.
Well, for anyone currently in Hollywood, it looks like there's lots of availability. Your name here. These older signs from motels past will be pretty dark in a bit. So, we'll take a quick look now in the golden hour. Yeah, nothing's going to be lit up there. They're cooking another Ronald Reagan burger.
In for the night with jelly beans. From Santa Fe to Albuquerque, Grants and Gallup, we saw so much today on the Mother Road. Come back again for the next episode because we're continuing the trip west. America's Main Street awaits and there's so much more to see. I hope you join me on the next leg of the journey. For now, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.